Hello friends, welcome back to Technique, and in this video we will be talking about the newly launched Fire TV from Xiaomi under the QLED series, the Xiaomi QLED 4K FX Pro series, the 2025 edition with Fire OS from Amazon. So Xiaomi had released the Fire TVs with the Redmi branding a couple of years back. We had actually reviewed those TVs. They were pretty good and affordable TVs. Now we have the same OS coming up on the QLED series, the FX Pro QLED series. This is a 4K TV. The TV is at the background, and we'll talk more about the TV and how good the experience is. So one thing what is very much appreciated is the Fire OS. The Fire TVs are like very fast and fluid in terms of experience, and it actually has more apps than the Google TV OS. So that makes the Fire TV much more versatile in terms of experience. Couple of things. One is the speed at which it operates. I mean the fluidity. It doesn't lag at all. Second thing, the app support and the interface is very minimal, and whole lot of functions and features are included. And there is also inbuilt Alexa support. So in case you want to use the voice commands, that is also included. And apart from that, this TV also comes with Apple's AirPlay 2 and also MEMC support, and you get pretty good speaker experience as well. The display is a 4K resolution, and this is coming in two screen sizes, the 43-inch and the 55-inch. That's the two series. The 43-inch is priced 27,999, and the one we have is a 55-inch priced 39,999. So these are the two variants. So let's see how good the experience is on these TVs, and how good the overall picture quality, the sound experience, and what are the pros and cons of the TV. So let's begin. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So inside the box, pretty much the similar experience. You get the desk mount, the TV, the remote, the manual and warranty information, and a couple of batteries for the remote. That's about it. So we are not going into the unboxing part, but when you buy the TV, don't unbox it yourself. It's clearly mentioned on the box that you shouldn't be unboxing the TV because that will void the warranty. So make sure a technician comes from Xiaomi to install the TV. If you install it yourself, you will void the warranty. So don't take that risk. Once you buy the TV from Xiaomi, make sure the technician is the one installing the TV. So that's the important thing. So now next let's look at the design and build quality of the TV. Now design looks pretty much similar to any TV from Xiaomi. It's very minimal design, and the bezels have been kept minimal. The bottom section has a matte finish, the Xiaomi branding at the center, and you also get the Fire TV logo on the right side. The desk mount looks pretty good. It's a matte finish plastic material. It's not a metal. The Xiaomi series generally has slightly more premium desk stand, but this is plastic material with a matte finish. But never mind, that's in the major thing. But I would have personally liked the metal frame, which would add a much more premiumness, especially this is a Xiaomi branded TV, not a Redmi branded. So that is one thing which Xiaomi could have done better, but otherwise it's quite good. The overall build quality, fit and finish looks really good. It's a metal chassis on the back panel and looks very premium as well. Now the bezels are also kept to minimal, and it's around 96 to 97% screen to body ratio, which is pretty good. And overall the design looks very minimal and pretty much straightforward in terms of experience, and very minimal design overall. So that's the design aspect of the Xiaomi FX Pro series 2025. Now next let's quickly have a look at the specifications of the TV. Now looking at the specification, this is a 55-inch 4K QLED panel, and is powered by the quad-core A55 CPU, and GPU is Mali G52 MC1. The RAM is 2GB RAM and storage is 32GB. The display panel is a VA panel, and Xiaomi has not mentioned the brightness of this one. The viewing angle is 178 degrees, and refresh rate is 43 60 Hz and 55 also 60 Hz. Both have 60 Hz and DLG 120 Hz. Now picture engine on this is Vivid Picture Engine 2, and it also comes with the filmmaker mode. And in terms of audio experience, you get Dolby Audio, DTS Virtual X, DTS, and DLG 120 Hz. So these are the basic specifications of the Xiaomi FX Pro QLED series TV. Let's talk about the ports and connectivity. Now this TV comes with two USB 2.0 port. Now this is dual port, so the space between the two ports is a bit cramped up actually. I would have preferred two independent ports. Then there is one Ethernet port, then AV port is there. HDMI 3 ports are there. One is ER and HDMI port are 2.1 support, so that's pretty good transfer speed. Then one earphone jack and antenna port is also included. So that's the port and connectivity. So it's well arranged except for the USB 2.0 port. It's kind of cramped up, I would say, especially when you're plugging in USB pen drives. It would be slightly congested that area because it's a dual port. So otherwise it's well connected in terms of ports and connectivity. And next, let's have a look at the UI experience, the Fire OS and the Fire TV experience, how good it is. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the interface of this TV. So the Fire TV interface, you can see the home screen. You get all the apps listed on the top section. So these are the apps which are listed here. And then you can also see that in the home screen, all the apps and the movies and the OTT platform is listed here. And you can see how smooth the interface is. It's butter smooth actually. You can see here, even if you scroll, the smoothness doesn't come down, and it's very slick interface, and you can actually easily manage all the content from here. You can, if you select the app, you can see that the contents from the platform will be listed here. And in the home, you can also see the live TV, and then you can search or find apps or movies or TV programs, etc. Then you have the My Stuff and the input option, the 3 HDMI cable and satellite. All these options are there, and you also have the profiles option. Then here you get the settings. Under settings, you can see the inputs, notifications, profiles, accounts and settings, network, then equipment control, display and audio. Under display and audio, you can see that the picture settings, you can manage picture settings. For HDMI, each of the port you can manage the picture settings. Audio settings, then you can see that sound standard. If you go here, standard music, film, clear voice, customize, all these options are there. So similarly, you can control all the options. The Apple AirPlay and HomeKit controls are there. Then display settings, brightness, all those things can be controlled from the options. So everything is there. You can see that Alexa voice assistant control and preferences, sleep timer, then device and software updates. So all the settings includes the basic options in the UI. So this is the UI, and the best thing about the UI is how slick the UI is and how responsive it is. So that's something which you don't generally see on the Google TV or Android TVs. So that's one of the best part of using a Fire TV. Talking about the display quality, this is a 4K panel, and it looks very rich in colors, and the QLED TV actually has pretty good color reproduction. In fact, it isn't very saturated, it is kind of very much balanced. The contrast ratios are also good. The blacks are also quite deep and acceptable for a TV in this price segment, and overall color quality definitely looks good. There isn't much to complain here, but one thing what is missing on this TV is the Dolby Vision support. That is something which is missing, and that could be a cost cutting on this TV. So that is one area where Xiaomi could have added this, probably at the cost of slight increase in price, but still Dolby Vision is not available. So that's one of the, but HDR10 Plus support is there, so you can stream content in HDR10 Plus, but then you don't get the Dolby Vision support. So that's one thing missing, but otherwise the display quality is pretty good. There is also MEMC support and 60 Hz refresh rate, and overall quality definitely looks good. The colors are rich and wide, and overall when you're playing content, especially OTT platforms, it looks very vibrant, rich in tones, and the details are really nice. So overall I would say display quality, I'm pretty much satisfied with the experience, hardly anything to complain. Now there is also a filmmaker mode. Now basically, if you're not knowing what is filmmaker mode, this is what the filmmaker or actual director intends to convey with the movie. So filmmaker mode, generally what happens is the color tuning is slightly different from what the actual movie ends up in the theater and on the TV. So those are two different color tuning. So in filmmaker mode, what it does is it strips off all the additional colors and it brings it to the regular color mode, what the director actually intended with the movie. So filmmaker modes brings up lesser colors. In fact, it may not be suited for all the OTT platform, but if you are watching a lot of movies, you can go on with the filmmaker mode. mode, and one of the few brands which actually brings in the filmmaker mode on the TV. Xiaomi has done it. That's a very good setup, and that's something to be appreciated in this TV. So filmmaker mode, you can turn it on, you can keep it on, or you can have the auto mode based on the content. So that's the filmmaker mode. So you can play really good content using the filmmaker mode, especially if you're watching movies. So that's a display experience. Overall, we're pretty much satisfied with the display quality, and looks really vibrant and crisp. The viewing angles aren't that impressive, considering that this is not an IPS panel, but then it won't matter much, because most of the people don't use extreme viewing angles for watching TV, especially for a 55-inch TV. So I would say it's acceptable. These are VA panel, and the brightness levels are not mentioned anywhere, so Xiaomi doesn't disclose the brightness levels, but it is adequately bright enough for regular content. Probably somewhere around 300 to 400 it should be the brightness, considering that we have been using this TV for quite some time. That's what we feel, but the official figures are not available with us. So that's the display experience. Overall, very good experience. So next, let's talk about the audio experience. Now the 43-inch comes with a 30-watt speakers, and the 55-inch comes with a 34-watt speaker. There is Dolby audio, DTS Surround X and DTS X sound experience is there. There is no Dolby Atmos here. Now the speaker quality is quite good actually, especially when you enable the DTS X surround sound. It looks pretty good. So let's quickly have a look at the sound experience from the Xiaomi FX Pro series. So that's the sound experience. Overall, I would say it's quite good in terms of movie watching and streaming OTT platforms. So next, let's talk about the remote. So it's a pretty large remote. You can see here, pretty big in size, and we have all the buttons: the power button in the top, the Alexa button in blue color, then the number pad. You have the Amazon Prime, Netflix, Amazon Music, apps, internet, and live TV buttons additional. Then you have the control button for navigating, back button, home button, and the options button. And then you have the volume up and down key, and the guide, and also the mute button is included. And at the bottom you get some additional controls. So that's the remote. It's a pretty large one, but pretty lightweight as well, and very slim to use. So that's about the remote on the Xiaomi FX Pro series. So that was my experience with the Xiaomi QLED 4K FX Pro series, the Fire OS TVs, and the 55-inch is priced 39,999, and the 43-inch is priced around 27,999. And for this pricing, I would say it is pretty good experience overall. The display quality is good, the sound experience, and the Fire OS is something which is really amazing, and the speed of operating is also good, and then you get tons of app support. Then AirPlay support is also included, MEMC is there, and overall the experience with the QLED panel definitely looks good. So that's one of the good things, and apart from that, filmmaker modes adds some nice tuning to the overall experience. What are the cons of the TV? The Dolby Vision is not supported, and Dolby Atmos is not supported. These are two compromises here, and the USB ports are a bit congested. That's the only other con I could see, but otherwise it's a really good experience with the Xiaomi 4K TV, the FX Pro series with the Fire OS. So if you plan to buy a new TV at 3900 plan, these are pretty good experience overall, considering that these offer really good experience with cost being not so high. So that was my experience. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.